The night train left London at precisely 23:47, gliding out of Euston like a well-kept secret. Its polished black engine sliced through the fog, lights glowing softly, as if it knew it carried more than passengers and parcels. Beneath the locked steel carriage marked Royal Mail, Secure Transit, there lay £42 million in unmarked notes, bound for the Bank of England before dawn. Only 6 men in the country knew exactly where that carriage would be positioned, and tonight, every one of them was awake. Miles Ashcroft checked his watch as the train thundered past the abandoned signal box near Cheddington. Right on time. The countryside was quiet, the kind of quiet that made even the smallest sound feel like a confession. He raised his hand once. No words, no hesitation. The signal light ahead flickered from green to red. Inside the engine, driver Arthur Bell frowned. That signal should never have changed. He eased the brakes, the train shrieking in protest as metal screamed against metal. It ground to a halt beneath the stars, steam hissing like an angry serpent. "Control, this is Bell," Arthur said into the radio. Static answered him. That was when the door behind him opened. 6 men stepped onto the track with calm precision, faces hidden behind wool masks, movements sharp and rehearsed. No shouting, no guns waved like toys. This was not chaos. This was choreography. "Evening, Mr. Bell," said Miles, his voice polite, almost apologetic. "We're going to need you to step aside." Arthur hesitated. Then he saw the wire cutters, the insulated gloves, the confidence. He knew better than to play the hero. Within 3 minutes, the engine was under their control. The real work began at the secure carriage. The lock was military grade, designed to withstand explosives, fire, and amateur thieves. Unfortunately for the designers, Miles Ashcroft had once helped test it. He knelt, listening to the lock like a doctor listening to a heartbeat. Click. The door opened. Inside were neat stacks of cash, the smell of ink and paper thick in the air. For a brief moment, even the crew stood still. Not out of greed, but awe. This was history waiting to be stolen. 30 seconds per crate, Miles said calmly. No mistakes. They worked like men possessed. Crates passed hand to hand, loaded into a waiting lorry hidden beyond the hedgerow. No raised voices, no panic, just the steady rhythm of a plan unfolding perfectly. Then, sirens, distant at first, then closer. "Police response is early," hissed Daniel Cross, watching the road. Someone talked. Miles didn't swear. He didn't panic. He simply adjusted. "Leave the last 2 crates," he said. "Now!" The engine roared back to life as the crew vanished into the darkness, the lorry tearing down the narrow country road just as blue lights crested the hill. By morning, the newspapers were in meltdown. "Biggest heist in British history," they screamed. "Train robbed without a single shot fired. Police baffled." Scotland Yard worked for months. They chased false leads, arrested small-time criminals, leaked rumors to the press. Nothing stuck. No fingerprints, no witnesses, no CCTV footage worth a damn. The money was never recovered. Years later, Miles Ashcroft sat in a quiet seaside cafe in Cornwall, reading the paper as gulls cried overhead. The headline barely caught his eye. "Government officially closes Great Train Robbery Investigation." He folded the paper neatly, took a sip of tea, and smiled. The perfect crime, he knew, wasn't about speed or violence or bravado. It was about understanding the system so completely that it never realized it had lost.